Ella Henderson, so nice to
Hello.
meet you. Congratulations on your brand new single, Filthy Rich. I'm so excited to chat about it because I am fangirling right now. It's your first solo single in 2 years.
Yes.
Very quickly, like, how does that feel?
It was really scary, not gonna lie, like pre-release. But I think now it's out there, I just feel so happy. I've obviously done a lot of dance collaborations and a lot of feature work and a lot of writing with and for other artists. So doing this on my own was like definitely like the right time, and I just feel ready for it. And yeah, no, I'm in a good place.
Yay!
Yeah.
2024 has been an amazing year for you. You celebrated your 10th top 10 single, Alibi. 10th top 10 is like a tongue twister, by the way. Like, you should incorporate that into like your vocal warm up. You got your 3rd Brit Award nomination for Song of the Year with React with Switch Disco. It is like on Cool FM 24/7. Like, we love it so much.
Love that.
We love it. How has your summer been on the run up to all of your brand new music?
It's actually been really lovely. I mean, the summers are always really busy because it's a lot of shows and a lot of weekends where you're doing a lot of festivals. But I love that because you're in a different place, different type of crowd. They're not just there to see you. It's like a mixture for everyone. And I love doing the festival season. So that's been a bit of a wild time. But also what's been really good is I think doing that on the sides of writing a record like Filthy Rich, because in my head I'm like, okay, I want my first single to have a lot of like my values in it, to say my story of what I'm ready to say right now, but I still want it to sound joyous, hopeful, anthemic, and I want to be able to perform it at a festival and imagine people singing it with me.
Yeah.
So I think it was good to kind of think of big crowds while I was writing it, which is what we did. I've always been a big fan of country music in general, but just for the fact of the songwriting side of everything. I got to go to Nashville at the top of this year and properly like go to the country museum, and it's not just pick up a guitar, put a pair of cowboy boots on, and away you go. It's like the history and the knowledge of the music and just the craft of the songwriting. I didn't do any sessions or writing sessions over there where you wouldn't start writing the song until you understood what you were writing about and what story are we telling. It's very storytelling, and I love that. I'm a magical gal. I love telling a story and having a chin wag, and I just want my new music to feel that way. Like, I'm letting people in and letting people like know a little bit more about me as a person, not like as Ella Henderson the singer.
Well, you've said that Filthy Rich is your truth, and I absolutely love everything you've just said as well. To sum it up in one word, I would call it very wholesome. It's a proper feel-good anthem.
Aww.
It's definitely something that you realise as you get older about how you're so rich with the loved ones in your life, and even if it's just that 100%. One person, you're rich just with them. Can you tell me a little bit more about that wholesome meaning of the song?
Yeah, I mean, for me, if you spent the week with me, you would realise how impactful and how much my family are a huge part of my life. You know, even though we don't get to live close to each other at the moment with what I do with my career, and I'm traveling a lot, they're always on the phone, they're always on FaceTime. If ever I'm low, I ring a family member, whether it be my dad or my brother or my sister, and they have me belly laughing in seconds, and vice versa. We do it to each other, and we're very much a family where we
like a bit of crack.
Oh yeah, we take the crack out of each other all the time, and we literally, always just like pulling each other's leg and making jokes to each other. We have a family group chat, which is constant. For me, like, that is actually like a daily piece of like, we all feel like we're together somehow, even though we're all doing our own things. And then my best friends, like, obviously in Filthy Rich, I speak of my best friend Georgia. Like, yes, that is my best friend. Like, we grew up together, went to primary school together, and she just knows everything about me, and we just laugh whenever we're together. And I think they're the people where if I was to have everything taken away from me tomorrow, but I still had them in my life, I know I'd be okay.
Yeah.
But if it was the other way around, I really wouldn't. And I think that's just when you do get to some kind of age. I know it's not really old. I'm only 28, but
just adult things.
Yeah, you just get to this place where you just don't care anymore. I don't really care what people think. I've just started to feel a bit more like I can just embrace myself and who I am as a woman and what that means to me.
Yes.
And what does that mean within my music? Like, okay, well, it just means being like your true, authentic, honest self. Okay, well, half the time I'm in my trackies and just with no makeup and my hair on top of my head.
Yeah.
So like it or lump it, guys, that's what a lot of this
but so
new era is going to be.
Yeah.
For so long, artists kind of just stay behind like
the third wall, fourth wall, is it?
Yeah. And we just kind of keep ourselves away and tucked away. And I think that gives me more anxiety. I think the more I embrace everything and just be myself, I will feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
That's why I love doing the busking things. Like, you meet so many characters. I'm a people watcher anyway. I love airports and train stations. So
really?
For me, like, just doing that and doing it in a normal environment, I think it just normalizes as well that I'm a human too.
Yeah.
And
we can feel that human connection with you more. I love that you said as well that Filthy Rich is a reminder never to take anyone for granted. And the music video and everything is so beautiful. Did you film that over the summer? I
went home for a weekend because I had a show not that far from my parents' house, and it's the first time I ever brought my content creator Luke, who helps me do everything. It would feel so wrong to do any kind of visual to this song without going back to my hometown and doing it about what I've written about.
Yeah.
So we just filmed it all on an iPhone. And
Really?
yeah, just
my
me,
goodness.
Luke, and Romani, who's incredible, who also helps out and stuff. So the three of us, and obviously my friend and my mum, and we went back to the beach hut that I grew up on the beach, in a little beach called Sandylands. It's not far from where we live, back in Cleethorpes. I went on the slot machines. My niece came with us for the day. She was like the assistant director, we called her on the video.
No way. That's
She
so
loved it.
cute.
Yeah.
You've also said that Filthy Rich is the first single of the next project. Can you spill any tea? Is there maybe a possible album coming in 2025?
I don't even know what I'm calling this, but there's a lot of music coming. I know that for sure. There is still some collaborations, but just with different artists, maybe even like artists from the US as well, which is really exciting. And I really wanted to experiment with this next project of just being like really tapping into myself a bit. Okay, what do I want to say? What do I want to, like, I feel like with my dance music, the lyrics get clouded by the production and everything ends up sounding happy, right? And a lot of my lyrics end up being not from that place. So I think like living in the moment and being present in that feeling of whatever that is, whether it is happy, sad, or anger, or well, that's what's amazing about music.
Someone that you haven't brought a song out with yet, who would be that like dream collaboration for you?
Okay, male would be Bruno Mars.
Oh my gosh, no, that actually has to happen.
I would love to do something with him. Just get in a studio with him. Female wise, it's got to be Adele. Like, I just think
I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. Like, that is perfect.
And
You
I've
two,
still
like,
not met
British
her.
babes.
Because I can remember when I was on X Factor, she tweeted about me when I was only 16. So she knows that I'm alive, guys.
She knows you exist.
I think she was just one of the first artists in a long time that was just like authentically being herself and accepted for it. And I think that's something that I just absolutely love about her. And she's never changed for anyone. And that's what I love as well.
You mentioned that you've also just been supporting Take That on tour, and the video that you posted with Gary Barlow is iconic. Like, you reenacting his comments that he gave you on the X Factor. Since the X Factor, like, what was motivating you to keep chasing your singing dream?
Yeah, I mean, I look back now, I can't believe how young I was. I know I sound like Louis Walsh saying that. But I just like 16 is so young. I was a baby. Like, I have nephews now that are 16 and 18. And I'm like, no. They can't go on a live TV show every Saturday and Sunday night and be scrutinised for what they do. Like, no. I think it was a different time as well because we didn't have social media as heavy as it is now. So I'm very grateful for that, because I think as a young girl in all of that, I would think I'd have lost my way a little bit. But I've always had a very supportive and grounding family. And I think that's been a huge part of my career and probably how I'm still here doing it 10 years on. And just like keeping my feet on the ground and helping me just navigate it. It's one thing like navigating a career in this as a woman, but then just being a woman behind the scenes and growing from being a teenager into a late teenager and then into a woman. It's like there's some huge life transitions that go on through that.
Navigating your 20s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I look back on it now and I think, and one of the things Gary said to me actually, because I've not seen him in ages, he was like, Ella, 10 years and you've got 10 top 10s. He was like, that is really, really, because I just look at it and I'm like, oh, thanks. Yeah. And I crack on.
No, I know, I'm the same. You need to be present and reflect on what you have accomplished, because we're always chasing that next thing.
Absolutely. He was just reminding me how hard it is right now to even do that. And I was like, yeah, it is bloody hard. But as much as this looks incredible and I'm so grateful for what I do, I just want to make that super clear. It is really, really hard, like in this day and age in music, to like be heard, be seen, especially as a woman, and keep going and having like that drive and grit. And it's somewhere within me, and I've got that northern spark in me to keep going. Exactly. Yeah.
I saw you last whenever you were in Belfast supporting the script, and my big brother's like a huge fan of you as well. So we got so close, like you were like right in front of us.
Oh my gosh.
And you were absolutely amazing. I think, was that the last time you were in Belfast?
I think it was. Yeah.
Can you, on behalf of Northern Ireland, can you please come back in 2025?
Oh my gosh, I would love to come back. We are currently planning and discussing what my ideas are for next year and for touring wise. And I definitely want to get back on the road, that's for sure.
Okay, amazing. I'm sure.
And I've got to say, Ireland is just like one of my favourite places to ever gig.
Yay.
Yeah, you're just so appreciative of music and live music as well.
Yeah, we love, I know, the festivals and things.
And I love a good pint of Guinness. So.
Hell yeah. Can you do the split the G?
Have you ever done it? I'm getting there. I feel like my fiance's an absolute...
I'm practicing.
He's an expert, because he's like always in Dublin and Ireland for work and stuff. I was never a Guinness fan, not gonna lie, until I went to the Guinness factory. I think I used to sip Guinness, not gulp it.
Yeah.
And they always say gulp a Guinness, don't sip it. So when I took my first proper gulp is when I realised how delicious it was.
Well, please come back in 2025. We would love you.
I would love
and
to.
We love you over in Northern Ireland. Since this is Cool FM, I want to know some of the coolest things about you. So we're going to play a little game I've created called Ella's Cools.
Okay.
Coolest nickname that you've ever had.
I don't think any of them have been cool. I used to hate it though at school. It was like Gobby Gabs.
No way, Gobby
Yeah,
Gabs.
because my full name's Gabriella, not Ella. So in school I was a Gabby. If I'd have written down Gabriella on my X Factor audition slip, that's what I'd be known as. Not
Yeah,
Ella.
true.
It was just a weird I was just like, oh, I'll just put Ella. Because that's what my
I
siblings
can't see you as a
call me.
Gabriella. Like you
I know,
you're
it's
like
weird,
Ella to me.
isn't
Like
it?
you
Yeah,
say
yeah.
Ella. Coolest Game of Thrones character, because I saw. Were you in King's Landing during the week on your story?
Pretty much, yeah. No, it was where they film Game of Thrones.
In Malta?
Yes.
I didn't even realise it was in Malta. I'm binging Game of Thrones at the minute because
Yeah.
I've never watched it before, and I'm on just the start of season 7.
It's incredible.
But I saw you were in King's Landing and I was like, I have to go.
It's unreal. I don't know which part's were filmed there. I know that they use the entrance part where the gates are filmed. So it's got to be Arya Stark.
Yeah,
She's the coolest.
Yeah, she's so
And it's
cool.
the scene where, you know, where she tries to sneak in and she unfortunately goes to see her dad get beheaded.
Yeah.
It's that bit there is where we were.
Coolest vocal warm-up that you do? What is like the Ella Henderson vocal warm-up?
Okay, so everyone calls it the dolphin. So after I've warmed up, I then do a lot of vocal sirens, but I do sound like a dolphin trying to communicate with another dolphin.
Please, can you do one?
Okay, it might be a bit frosty. And then you
That
keep,
is brilliant. That
you
is
go
a
all the way up
dolphin.
and down in your range. Just make sure there's like no cracks there. And I often do it literally just side of stage. It's like the last thing I do. So then I like get any like crack out of my voice or any like anxiety or like nerves.
That is amazing. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try and
Amazing, but I
attempt
do
that.
look like a crazy person when I'm doing it.
Coolest thing in your home?
My studio, my home studio.
home studio.
Yeah,
I
I've just
love
done it.
that.
I've just like done it from home now. I've made it all part of the house, and so I can now do sessions, and everyone comes to me. Which
I love that. Yeah.
Like have a brew, have lunch, and we just chill out, and then we write music as we feel. So
That's so
yeah.
cute. That just adds to the wholesome vibes of Filthy Rich as well. Did you
Absolutely.
record Filthy Rich at the home
Yes.
studio?
Yeah.
Coolest hobby that you have?
I mean, I like knitting. That's
Do
not
you?
cool though at
That's
all.
so cute. No, that is, you're such a
I
wholesome
haven't,
girl.
but I
That's
haven't knitted
amazing.
in ages though, and I think I've got that bad that like I forgot like how to do like the really good stitch, and I went to pick up something I'd started and started doing like the beginner's stitch, and now it's just this wonky thing it was meant to be a scarf, but it just doesn't look like anything.
I was going to say it's scarf season, so
Yeah,
like it's
yeah,
perfect
yeah.
time to get the knitting on
That,
again.
and do you know what I've just really got into for my mental health is just walking with a podcasting. I know it sounds so basic, but like getting somewhere where you're in nature and just walking and looking up and not looking down at your feet.
Yes, or your phone.
Yeah.
Put it away.
Yeah, put it away or put a good podcast on and keep it away and put your headphones in and then just listen to something or even just listen to the sounds of nature. I find that when I start doing that, I just feel so much happier.
Yeah, me too. 'Cause you're like at one
And
with
it's
the
so
world.
simple. It's so
Yeah.
easy. It's just a walk.
Just being present.
Absolutely.
Coolest new song out right now?
Filthy Rich.
Last one, coolest radio station.
Cool FM.
Yay! Thank you so much, Ella Henderson. Stream Filthy Rich and also follow Ella on socials because I love all of your personal content as well. And hopefully we will see you in Belfast very soon.
Thank you. Absolutely. I hope so.
Thank you.
Thanks, my darling. You get a little picture
Thank
in front
you.
of the Cool FM